Okay, we are back at it another week of our MAGS, a organization that are doing tasks for a secret or unnamed justice city in the city of Magnimar. And the group had a mission to track down it seems like a midnight mauler, midnight murderer who is causing chaos and havoc to the streets of Magnimar. And they were tasked with doing the task swiftly and silently, with it not being linked or tracked back to them. They went to the outskirts of town and started to forage around for some wolfsbane. With the wear scare in the town at this moment, the citizens of Magnimar have bought up all the wolfsbane, so it forced the party members to look elsewhere. As they were looking and foraging, they managed to come across a assassin vine that they quickly dispatched and have a couple of I guess doses or roots of wolfsbane, and now they are headed back into the city, and we will start from there. If you want to go ahead and roll initiative group, we will get the dot session started. Okay. Everyone knows how to roll initiative in this group. So at that time, the crickets start to chirp. The moon, you can see it in the background. The moon's been, even in the daytime, you know that sometimes you can see the moon in the evening. The moon's just like been ever encroaching. I mean, it seems like it's closer to Glorion. It's closer to the planet than what it normally seems. The group, nightfall is coming, and the group quickly makes haste to the town gate. As the group again makes their way to the town, we're gonna move the players. The group I'm gonna ping. This is where you're coming through this district here. Do you remember the instructions that were given last week?
I do remember vaguely that we were given instructions on how to, yes, a fountain at a sort of town square.
Mm-hmm.
If I recall, twice clockwise. Walk around it twice clockwise, once counterclockwise.
And then we close our eyes and reach into our right pocket.
And think of home.
So as you make your way, the guard, he ushers you and says, you can see him start to grab the crane or top of the device, and he begins to wheel this mechanical device, so that the bridge starts to close. You can hear in the distance a church bell rings, signaling nighttime as the gates begin to close. But you can now hear that device close as the guard closes his door as well. But what feels even more strange is that as you hear this, you hear a wolf howl, but you would think that you would look back into the fields, the uncharted fields, and the forest behind you. But that noise is actually coming from the city itself. At that time, you see certain people start to make haste as they begin to gather their baskets, their bags, their flour, their rice, and make way as torches are lit, and doors are shut, and windows are shut as well. Who's going to go to the fountain in the Garden District? You know that it is in the Keystone District. You do know that much.
I'll start.
I would assume the entire party is. Is there a reason for us to split?
No real reason to split. I'd, suggest we make our way there.
Yeah, let's stay together and go direct.
At this moment, I'm gonna have the group. You do the instructions, um, and I'm gonna have it be. Okay, cool. Okay.
So you guys would notice Rafelnir keeps checking his pockets like he's looking for something, and then he catch himself and be like, "Oh, oh,
You all right there?
well, I no, I am not. My spirit will take some time to recover from this evening." In any case, let us proceed. If I recall correctly, that would be 22, told the 22nd Keystone Street. We are looking for a man named Ardis. We are to acquire him alive and force feed him some wolfsbane. I don't need to remind you the implications of that specific order.
Hmm. Orders from the top brass, huh? Well, in any case, let's tag him and bag him.
Now, so you're headed to this address. Does anyone want to do any knowledge checks or anything, or if we're looking for this artist, or anything about the districts to flesh out this the city?
I don't believe I have particular knowledges that would pertain to this, but let me check.
What's your Discord?
May I roll knowledge local?
Sure. So, knowledge local, excuse me. You do know that the Keystone District is by the shore. It's really it's a shore district and then a Keystone neighborhood. Um, the city is of course set up in city districts, and this is a sub district. And there's a couple of neighborhoods of Marches and Silver Shore. You don't quite know what this address, where it is in those two districts, but you know that the Keystone is a central district of Magnimar. It flows southwest from the mysterious and beautiful Sear Spring Gardens, where you just were. It does kind of sit exactly in the center of the shore region and the whole of the modern Magnimar. The Keystone is surrounded by all the other districts with salt-encrusted dogwood to the northeast, the artistic low clef to the east, while the poor Beacon's Point stretches to the north. Central to the city of Magnimar, central to the city of Magnimar, Keystone still managed to maintain its own very unique feel, and thanks to the gardens, it is a very surprisingly peaceful district.
Rafelnir would elbow the priest of Abadar and say, by chance, is there a particular protocol to approach the guard and ask for directions?
Yeah, with great respect and fealty. Ask your question.
Well, perhaps a man bearing the... Oh, what is that human token? Whatever token of your god it is, that would give them a better starting impression rather than an outlander like myself.
Yeah, no probs. I'd go up and ask them directions.
So you go to a city watchman. Here we go. We're changing maps, boys. Can you see
I'm wearing one of those.
Can you see the map?
No.
Well, I'm on the map, and I just need to find. There I am. Northeast.
You see two men in armor here.
And what is the overall light condition? I'm sorry.
Oh, it's nighttime. It's nighttime. It got dark pretty fast in this city. You should be able to see though, correct?
Oh yes, Rafaelnir can maintain the light spell. I think that he would give it to Chorus.
Sure, put it on my long spear.
So you see these gentlemen. They walk up to you and says, "Hey, curfew's it's past curfew time at this moment. You folks need to head inside."
Absolutely.
Understandable.
They're gonna continue to walk about.
Rafaelnir gives Chorus a sharp elbow.
Ow.
Where's this address?
Who are you talking to?
Rafelnir had seemed to know the lay of the land.
I know the general lay of the land, yes, but I do not know the specific streets of this human town. My map book was almost 15 years out of date.
Well, better than
It's
standing
nighttime
around
now,
here.
right?
We should keep moving, at least convincingly act like we're heading for curfew.
So, their group hears a scream. It seems to be a and for those who have the Sirenscape, you hear it seems like to be a crying for those who can hear it.
May I attempt to pinpoint it?
Yep, you can roll a listen check.
Is it just perception?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah, that's how you pinpoint sound.
Yeah. Just saying we rolled shields and probably will do it.
And they seem to be crying, and you hear this. You hear another wolf's howl. Give me 1 second.
Are we gonna be heading inside, or we're going to the square now?
Well,
Rafaelnir is going to look over his shoulder and say, "Guards, are they still in sight?"
They have walked on.
All right.
yeah, like, as I start walking forward and I hear just, like, the cry of babes in the night, I just turn and say, someone's in trouble.
Rafaelnir says, "Come, Chorus, you carry the light."
Oh boy.
Gruner, you also start to hear, it seems like and you can see this now, you're seeing a child backing up to you. And it seems like these wolf-like, they're wolves. They have the child's legs. One has biting its legs and the other one's biting its arm, and they're trying to, it seems, play a game of a tug of war.
I
And
throw a spear
Rafaelnir
and
yells back
start
to
running
everyone
towards
else, "Come! Are we going to let Gurner attack this alone?"
Go, Gruner. Since
Yeah,
you're
I
there
will.
first, Gruner, you can go ahead and do your thing.
Yeah, I'll just shout, like, to me, and draw my greatsword. And, yeah, I believe, yeah, I'm at map 1. I can draw as I charge. And I'm likewise going to give a shout as my as I activate my rage.
Okay.
And I'll charge. That is a +2 from charging.
I don't see a roll yet, Gruner. There we go. And with one fell swoop, Gruner slashes the wolf in half and lets out a mighty roar. You hear flesh. You hear Gruner let out a sigh as flesh, and the wolf one of the wolves falls over. There you go. Okay. This wolf keeps on trying to push and damage this creature. Next in initiative, Rafelnir. Are you able to see this? Let me see. You can't see it with the.
Rafelnir does not
Nope.
see.
You do not see it, but you do hear what's going on in front of you. You hear Gruner making the battle, his battle noises that, from the outside. Again, you don't know Gruner that well, but you assume that there is some type of combat in front of you. And Gruner, you can make a statement if you want to.
Yeah, it shouted to me, and as I gave a roar charging from this location. You would have just heard, ah, as I go.
Yeah, Rafelnir's not gonna step up before his big pointy spearman does. So Rafelnir is going to say, "Come, Chorus, I will be behind you," and he readies an action to follow Chorus when Chorus moves.
Okay, and it would be Chorus's turn now.
I can't see anything on the map. It's all black. So I'm not sure. I've heard some voices and pardon.
You don't see this right
Are you
here?
in the northeast?
We are in the top right-hand corner. There should be a little area where you can see. Try zooming out to 30%. I can get most of the map that way.
Can you see, Dale?
The top right corner, you said?
Yep. We're pinging it.
Yeah, DM, if you hold shift when you ping, it should snap our camera there. There you go.
Can you see?
What is that? Am I beside something there? Who's beside?
This is the light that he
The
cast.
little golden bit is the light token. I'll move it with your character when you move it.
Sorry, I'm not sure where the voices are or where the action is now. Oh, right there?
No, you heard.
No, Garner ran off southward.
Yeah, you heard
Yeah,
it from here. You heard the voices from here, and you no longer see Gruner. And Rafelnir told you, you're right here, and he cast light on your spear. So what would your character like to do?
I got my long spear out, so I'm gonna if I can't actually pinpoint where where Gurner is, so I'm just gonna head that way.
Okay,
I'm gonna use a move action, I guess.
Okay. So you can start moving your character down there. Okay.
You may consider a run action to move 4 times your speed at the cost of your dexterity bonus to armor.
I would run if I could see where I'm going, but I can't, so I'm just gonna move normal.
The light will follow you. I'll move it to where you are now.
So at this time, you can now see Gruner He lays bloody. With you see a one of the wolves in front of him. You see another wolf trying to pull this child's leg as it's starting to drag the child back.
Felnir's ready to action goes off. That's why he moved.
I got you. Okay, now for Mr. Rake.
Is that it?
I shimmy what my way down. However, can it move? About to here. All right. What can I see?
You see what you cannot see the child anymore, and you see what your character sees on the screen. You saw it's all happened at one time. So you see Gruner, drink some blood, a wolf that's cut in half in front of him, and then you hear this child crying. And Gruner tells you that the wolf is dragging the child behind this building.
But I can't see the wolf dragging the child.
Nope.
No, but as it's happening, you would see me cut this one down as it's dragging, and I would turn to look in this direction.
All right. I'll do a sprint action to get some more visibility, and then that's my turn.
You definitely see it now. Gruner, your turn now at this moment.
Well, I mean, I hate to say it because, it's digging into the poor child's leg, but given that it's a little distracted. I'll try and give it the slip behind it.
Okay.
Oh, let me just, so I'm not in that. Because I also don't want to be swinging over the poor child's, body. And take a careful swing.
Good. Another good swing. You kill the child. You kill the wolf that is
Oh,
dragging the child. You didn't roll a 1. Again. To obliterate this wolf. You can hear as the blood starts to get you some sound. You hear the flesh as the sword pierces the flesh of the wolf. It stops, and the child can still be heard crying, but you hear another wolf howl in the distance. Anyways,
As I strike it down, I'll just shout, "Priest, tend to the wounded."
at this moment,
This way.
At this moment, you see the guards come up, and they draw their weapons. They see the dead wolves. They say, "What happened? What happened here?"
Felnir would say, well, the wolves attacked this child, and my associate over there cleanly handled it, as you can tell from the excessive gore.
They gather the child up, and they start to try to question and ask. They give you a nod, and they say, "Good work here, bystanders." They start to kind of bandage and tend to the wounds of the child. You see one picks the child up and starts to carry them up and said, good job. It seems that you can defend yourself, but I still will make heed and head indoors."
Please direct your thanks to my ASMR associate.
And they start making their way with the child. So the group can pretty much see that there are wolves in the town that are attacking bystanders and citizens. As you make your way through the city, you find
Rafelnir would like a quick word with Gurner. He would say, Gurner, I recognize that your celestial blessed blood allows you to see in the dark. Us mortal persons have no such fortune. Would you mind being a little more cautious? I believe that recklessness was the correct course of action in this case, of course, but we do not know what we will find next.
It's understandable. I'll do my best to make you pay heed to my direction, and I'll approach with caution.
So we changed maps, and now we're going to go to the Keystone region. You're going to use Gruner. You make your way. You see the 22 Keystone Street. But what's odd is that you see all these artistic and beautiful buildings all around you, but you're in the right place because this building seems to stick out a little bit. Not as much as a sore thumb, but you can tell that this building needs a couple of coats of fresh paint. Maybe a couple more flowers planted in the front. As you look down, a couple of the path, the stepping stones seem cracked, water damage. But nevertheless, it still is a home of somebody that has some type of good income.
So, this is the place.
And the party can just react like a normal party would, guys.
Rafelnir's going to start. Well, I believe I could ask Greensting to... No, I could not.
Besides, well, the overall dilapidated nature of the building, are there any sort of obvious entrances, or even ones that may not be so suitable for entrances, like a big broken window or something?
Oh no, the windows are not broken. The door, it seems, it's decently kept up. There's a knocker there. It seems you can even see a light inside from the window.
Are there alleys around the structure, or is it wedged up next to its neighbor?
It's pretty much wedged up. If you wanted to squeeze through, you could, but you wouldn't want to in the case of getting stuck between it.
Rafelnir says, unless we want a window, I believe the door is our only option.
And I will just double confirm, sir, look for street addresses and say you have the place, right, for Felnir?
May Rafelnir make a knowledge local check to determine if he's got it right and everything?
Mm-hmm. Make it real quick.
Coming up.
With that roll, you see that this is 22 Keystone Street.
Yes, this is it.
I don't want to break it in.
Rafelnir would also like to check and make sure that there's no primitive alarm system, that opening this door isn't going to make on any traps trigger. No, that would help.
Rafelnir, it seems this is just a normal door. It's older. You can see lights in the other houses around you. It seems like a normal, just a quiet neighborhood.
Well, instead of being brash, I suppose take the more diplomatic approach. And I'm going to get one hand on the knocker and give it a couple knocks.
At this moment, a gentleman greets you at the door. Can everyone see him?
Yes.
He looks at the group.
Looking suave.
He looks at the group. He seems kind of. The clothes seem dingy. It matches the scraggly hedgerow of 1,000 storms with the water stains that marks this otherwise beautiful town halls. The well-worn marble steps lead to the oaken double doors and the ornate yellow pull bell. Gruner chose to knock, but it seems like it fits. But the gentleman, he he opens the door and he says, as he hears the howls, he stops and kind of looks around, kind of like in a frantic, type of thing. But he keeps he gets his composure back, and he says, "So who might you be?"
I am Merfelnir, a wizard.
Gurner Saint-Blooded. Who might you be?
He tells you that he is. Let me see what his name is here. He says his name is Markov, and he is the keeper here for this home.
May I make a knowledge local to see what I know about the position of keeper?
What do you mean by that?
So I want to know if he's like a butler and he's actively serving someone in residence, or if a keeper is simply someone who watches after a household while the owner is away.
Okay, roll. The first one.
And is the master of the house around?
He is, but we're not expecting you. You have no appointment here. And it is late. Even the town's gate is closed. You see the lights are on. The city watcher deployed the streets. We are in a mandatory lockdown because of the recent murders and the slayings of what else is roaming the streets here at night. It's best for you to part ways from here and maybe come back or schedule an appointment. I will make note of your face, but I think it's important that you get to your own shelter, but not here. The master of the home is not expecting a guest at this hour.
Out of character. The reason I kept pressing Chorus to talk to people is because I assumed that he had diplomacy trained. So I want to punt it.
Yeah, does anybody have a Diplo?
Well, this is perfect opportunity for me to come in. Shall I just roll it?
You could talk to him or try to convince him, and I'll let your roll be a bonus. I let rolls be bonuses behind roleplay. You could roll a 28, but if your roleplay is good, he's gonna be like,
So, if I may advise, I think that we should emphasize that the hour is indeed late and it is not safe. We could not get here. Would that be a bluff? We could not get home. Could we rest here for a while? I don't know. Would that be a bluff?
I mean, I think it would be because there is a safe house for you to go to.
Is there? I can't remember a safe house.
There's a, I don't know. There's a place that you were told to stay, that you could stay or could meet back to at this moment.
Yeah, Rafelnir does not have social skills. I'll leave the judgment of how to use social skills to the person who has them.
Well, I'm not entirely sure how we should attack this, so I'm just gonna roll diplomacy, see what happens.
So
If it's low, then it doesn't matter.
So what do you want to say to him?
That's exactly what I just said. I don't know how we should attack it, so I just want to roll diplomacy.
Okay, so you
Don't you have to say so?
yeah.
Can we rest here?
He says at this moment that um he tells the group that he has no guest bedrooms available. They are not made up. And even if you were to be a guest of his master, which he does enjoy a good conversation from time to time, we wouldn't want to, how would I say it? We don't want to tarnish our image by having dust on a bed or a cobweb in the room. Rumors get out, things like that. We, we don't want to be a bad host, and that could tarnish our image and our name here at 22 Keystone Street, and we don't want that. You don't want that.
Quite a lofty statement. Who is the master of the house?
Of course, is Ardis Rotuswisky.
Rafelnir would butt in. Oh, I'd heard of this man. I'd hoped to meet him. Well, another day, perhaps, then.
I'd think that the worst patron will not even let us have some kind of shelter for the night. Surely that must be a lot worse than having lesser accommodations.
He he looks and says, he holds up to you. He says, um, he you make a very stale argument, but he does bow and he holds out his right hand in front of the party.
Like to come in or to give him something?
Sir, you you take the I mean, he's still in the doorway, but he does bow and holds out his right hand.
Is this a custom we're supposed to know about?
I mean, you could try let me see. You could try Gruner if you. He looks like to you like he's putting out his hand to receive something.
Uh,
So, what can I make a knowledge local roll to determine what's an appropriate bribe for this guy?
Yeah, you can. Oh, you think anywhere between you don't know, but anywhere between 10 to 20 gold.
Yeah, I've only got 8 on my character sheet.
I've got a few I can pitch in. Think of the money we'll have later. It's a simple bribe.
I'll put 4 gold pieces into the pot. That's half my wealth.
Spare 5.
We're at 9. We have a chorus and rake to contribute.
Spent all your money.
Is it a lawful activity to be bribing people in the city of Magnimar?
I mean, it's not unheard of.
It's more lawful than beating his head in, no?
Sorry guys, I'm slightly confused. I had some technical difficulties, so I'm not really sure, first of all, why we're here, what we're doing, and why we're doing it at night.
So you remember the wolfbane?
Yeah, Artis is in this house. We
Yeah.
need to go and force feed him some wolves.
This is his butler.
We suspect he's a lycanthrope or something?
I believe those are the instructions Rafelnir found in his pocket.
Sorry, whose pocket?
Should be Rafelnir's. Um, we did the run around the fountain and then check your pocket. Because I don't believe we were told to do anything besides get the wolfsbane and come back. So
Yeah, that's what I thought. I thought our mission was basically get some wolfbane and then come back. But
yeah, we
and
went. We did a
now we
little,
have this other one.
a little ring around the fountain, and
Right.
lo and behold, in someone's pocket, Rafelnir's, were further instructions.
Oh, I see. Sorry. Okay. And so the idea is to sort of, however, gain entry to this location and feed the either by force or not, give him the wolfsbane. Yeah.
Yes, that's what we've been told.
So there's a bribe of 10 gold pieces required for entry. I contributed 4. I believe Gerner threw in 5. One of you just throw in an extra gold piece and we'll get through this encounter.
I believe you estimated it at least with your check, you estimated it to be about 20 gold.
20 gold?
I believe that's what I heard is a total of 20 gold.
thought I heard 10.
10 to 20 is what your role said. That would be a, you know.
Yeah, I can put in 2 gold, which I do. If that doesn't seem to be enough,
He doesn't
well,
take
we'll
the
see what
bribe.
happens.
I can pony up a little more.
So he has his head bowed and he kind of feels the gold. He says, he looks at it. He says, "This is a quite a generous donation, and I thank you, gentlemen, so much for coming by the house this hour. I will usher you into the way to see the master. Please knock your feet at the door and continue through the hallway, and we'll have a left to the master's study."
Felnir says, I can have green... I can't. I apologize.
And he shuts the door behind the
Sensing
group.
of the motives.
So at that moment, you walk through the again water damaged house. You know, very modest. You know, one thing that's crazy about this house is that it seems very eclectic. It doesn't seem that anything really belongs together. It seems like, you know, you have one piece from 10 years ago, put on the piece from 1 year ago to something that could be, you know, 50 years old. It seems very mismatching. But as you make your way, you see. Let me see if we have a picture here.
Would it be appropriate for Rafelnir to be maintaining detect magic?
Yeah, sure. I mean, you sense a little, you know, a couple of magical presence in the room. You know he's got some type of magical items. But what you see next, you see this gentleman. He sit in a chair, smoking a pipe. Um, you you see a fine-featured gentleman. He seems like mixed, Chateauan, but again he's got some Taldan, some Ustalivic, I think that's how you pronounce that, features. Seems to be a mixed heritage. Decent. He reclines in like a fainting chair. His ears are slightly pointed, and his upturned eyes betray his even more exotic ancestry. He gently lays aside the book that he's reading, and he says, "You're clearly not locals, nor you're expected. I know only certain city officials and pathfinders and adventurers to be this bold to come into a house that you do not know at this hour." He seems, "What do you need of me? Be quickly, or I will have my butler quickly call the city guards."
So, can Rafelnir make a knowledge local to see what he knows about Mr. Artis?
Mm-hmm. Rafelmer knows that it seems that Artis is more of a... He doesn't have any noble descent or a family name. He's self-made, but no one knows really how he made his coin. You know that he got a lot of his coin, besides adventuring, through some of the... That's really all you know. You know that he has ties to the Blue Eagles, with that role, the Blue Eagles, which is a mercenary company. You also know that you heard rumors that when he was a younger man, he was part of a group. You didn't roll high enough to get the other members of that group's name, but that they went around town and said that they worked for the city officials, doing odd tasks and things of that nature. Some might say that he's a thief. Some might say that he's a swindler. Um, some say he's a good man, or fine taste of fine wines. But it's a very mixed it's a very mixed opinion. Depends on who you ask.
And Rafelnir would say, you have us pegged correctly. We would style ourselves adventurers, though we are novice at the craft. We have been looking for a patron and would be very grateful if you would consider if you had any odd jobs we could use to make our names. We do apologize for the late hour. We got turned around in the city streets and were delayed by a wolf, if you would believe that.
He says a wolf delayed you?
Well, yes, considering that our chosen profession is one of meddlers, professional meddlers, one might say, we decided that when we saw a wolf attacking a little girl in the street, we simply could not stand by, and we assisted to the best of our ability. Mr. Gerner, our ASMR compatriot, made quick work of them with that mighty sword of his.
Indeed.
He tells Markov, the butler, he yells Markov, you hear a bell. He says, Markov, please fetch them some of our wine. But as Markov leaves, artist, Markov, but not the good wine. No offense as he looks to you, but some of the more table, they're not, no offense, they're not gonna. Markov just grabs some small pastries. Um, he looks to Rafelnir and says, they might be a little stale, Rafelnir, but this is what I have. You were uninvited again.
Of course, we greatly appreciate your hospitality, but a note, Mr. Markov, I do not take alcohol of human make. It tends to be too strong for a delicate elven constitution. I would like a chance to make my own blend of tea, if you would be so kind.
He
You, Arden, might like a taste. I've been told it's quite good.
he says he starts talking and he says, sure. He doesn't. He says, sure. What yeah, sure. You could go in the next room. I don't. He says he's very taken aback by it. Um, he he talks to the party, the group, and he says, what? It's very late in the evening. He's like, so you're looking for a job? He says, but what it? And you're mentioning wolves. What? Who sent you? Who sent you here? What is your
I'm
intentions
afraid
here?
we only know you by reputation. You do have a very interesting name with many stripes, and we assume that you would be able to find us work, whether it be reputable or not.
Um, he rolls a sense motive check. He says, "Do you take?" As much as I enjoy the banter between a stranger, you're in my old home, and please not take me a fool in my own home. Um, what is your pure intentions for this late hour? This meeting? He rolled a sense motive. Filner, you can try to attempt a bluff check if you would like to.
Oh, this is not going to go.
He says, so please do not lie to me in my own home and disrespect me. I have not. You are an uninvited guest, but here I have made you hospitable. I'm trying to make my area hospitable. I'm fetching you wine, and I'm going to have Markov get tea for you. So please tell me you distract me from reading my book this late hour that I'm very engrossed in. Can you please tell me why you're here at my home at this hour, especially what's going on in the streets at this moment?
If anybody with better charisma modifier would like to jump in, um,
Sorry, sir. We have reason to believe that you might be behind the wolf attacks. And this is a matter that interests me greatly.
The wolf attacks. Why would he? He sighs and he kind of retakes his seat as he was standing up. He says, "Forgive me. I sometimes forget that it was his own actions that took my beloved away from me, not the cities or the justice system. I shall, I shall help you. Uh, I shall try to help you however I can." He says, "So then you know then."
We do not know. No. We have suspicions, and if you could clear things up, that will be greatly of help.
Can I get a diplomacy check from you, Rake, please?
Sure. Was about to take a drink, but
Good check.
crit.
Good. He says, well, Valik just entered back in town, and I knew that when he came here to see me that it would somehow get to me. But he was here. He stood just where you were standing, not such 5 days ago. He's different. He's around my age, but he looked to be a young man. The way he talked, they reminded me of when you used to go on hunting and fishing trips. Um, near the lake and near the streams, and we would have such a good time as young men. And he's a very very vivacious hunter, a very good hunter, and he was muscular. Just seemed to be he seemed to have 20 or 25 years taken off this time. He came in rambling about those who have hurt him and those that had exiled him from the city and shunned his name and hurt and made and put marks on my name as well. I tried to calm him down, but he just continued to go off on these unequivocated, just aggressive tangents of how they needed to pay.
Isvinitya, how does this relate to the wolves?
I think that it's my former lover, Verlik, that could be behind this. You must. That's why you're here, are you not?
I am confused. You are not very clear.
We're here to get the bottom of things. There are wolves attacking in the city. We think certainly you have something to do with it, but you seem to be shifting the focus onto your lover. Do you think he has something to do with it?
He says, me? A beast of the night that kills? He says, no, I've may have loosened or yeah, I'm of a liberation. I believe in liberation. I might liberate a couple of coins in my younger days from someone who did not need them, but me, a murderer, a beast? No, I was. This has to be about Valik. That's why you're here, right? You tracked Valik. He was here in my home, and not like I said. He stood just where you stood, not no more than five days ago, and he was talking about dueling and killing those and making those responsible, making those that had his exile who were in play of his exile responsible. Um, and that's when the killing started.
I see. Warfelnir would like to make a knowledge local check concerning this Philique fellow.
Mm-hmm. Oh
He's our
wow,
other.
wow.
Yes.
That's a really good roll. So, from your knowledge local, you know that Valik was a member of the Blue Eagles, a very, very, they were a very good caravan guard. And they lead some very successful caravans from Kosovo to Magnimar to Sandpoint to the other areas.
Did you say Kosovo?
Yep.
Okay.
In the areas, very successful. They might lose a man or two, but he helped a he was part of, like, the first part of the Blue Eagles, and then after he was exiled. But what happened was one day he got into a fight in the dockside. Valik did, playing cards with one of the locals, one of the noble's son from the Alabaster district, and they made a pact that if he won, that he would teach this spoiled brat nobility from the summit area a lesson. And by law, he lost the league, but the noble son lost in the card game. And the bet was that the noble son would have to bring sword and go to Sandpoint. The league just wanted to scare him. He didn't want to. he didn't. He's telling you this. He didn't mean anything by it. He just wanted to scare him. He was just tired of, the nobles giving him orders and demanding him. He was tired of it. So he wanted to show this noble, his son. He wanted to teach him a lesson. Well, on their way to Sinpoint, they were attacked by goblins, and somehow the noble's son was attacked by goblins and died by infection. And ever since then, one of the noble's son was very powerful and started to spread rumors and lies that he caused his son to die, and it was on purpose, and pretty much exiled him from the city. Blackballed his name, burned his name. He was not able to get work in the city, and he just, kind of fell on hard times. And then, actually, I've been trying my best to take care of him when I can, but he's become to way of being an alcoholic. Um, he got a job somehow, escorting a very wealthy woman, mysterious woman, to a town in Wolfseer. Um, and then I did not hear from him for many months. He'd come back different, and he looked like he did 25 years ago when we were young men. He looked very muscular, full beard, full hair down past his shoulders. Um,
What kind of knowledge check would it be to remember things about werewolves?
Religion, I think.
yep.
So you're,
Religion? No.
it's as though
Dungeoneering or
today.
Really?
I'll roll
Dungeoneering?
dungeoneering. I got that too. So long as it's not nature.
On Rafonir, I'll give you one thing. Let's look at this religion. Gods, mythoric, undead, magical
I
beast.
believe lycanthropes are magical beasts. So
So that'd be Arcana.
Arcana.
Okay, it's still the same thing.
Yeah, we rolled the exact same die.
Can I roll for it then? Because I do have Arcana.
Mm-hmm.
I have exactly one knowledge.
That's really important information for us about his appearance, and his body seemed to be changing. That
As
sounds
though
like
he were
magic.
younger. That is very, as though he's he's aging in reverse.
Yes, so Rafelnir would like to know about how to identify a werewolf when he's in human form.
Well, Rake did roll well. Rake will tell you that they can be marked with sharp canines, a kind of a strong odor or musk, scent, long hair, more than average, hair on knuckles, on above the normal beard line. So you might even get some hair, on your cheeks, if that makes sense, below your eyes. Your pupils may be a little more almond. You see the almond eyes shape, but their pupils may be a little bit of almond, a little darker tint. A little bit of yellowing tint in their irises as well. Those are just some things that I'm going to point out that he might get. Maybe sharper fingernails. If you see someone gets a haircut one day, their hair may be longer. And, he does tell you that, again, it was 5 days ago, but for some reason, Valik asked him to shave his hair. So he shaved his hair, and he shaved his head, actually, and trimmed his beard. And that was 5 days ago. So he may not have that hair that he had, that long hair.
I see, says Rafelnir. And would there have... I'm sorry to say this, but was it possible that Valik may have bitten or scratched you?
No, I was at shock to even see him. He was just talking nonsense. He said, "You can expect me. I do not want to turn into a beast that loses control and proud to street like an animal."
So, again, I have to ask you, how does this make you think of the wolves I mentioned?
Well, I've always heard that um, you know, I would think that maybe a wolf would would be with a werewolf or liken one of his creatures. I'm not very well versed in these type of matters. I just dabble in merchandise and streetwear and things like that. I don't. This is new information to me. I've never seen one of these creatures in person before.
It does
Can I
seem
sense
logical,
motive?
though.
Can I sense motive on that?
Yeah, roll.
Well,
You think
that's
that you think that he's telling the truth. You know that he's telling the truth. You have no reason to expect that he is lying.
yep.
So Rafelnir would say, "This is dry work. All this talking. May I go make that tea that I mentioned earlier?"
He says, "Please do." So
Rafelnir would
this
leave the room and
right.
then cast message to speak with Rake in such a way that it's just a whisper in Rake's ear. He would say, "The instructions are to acquire this target and I assume bring him to the safe house, ideally with the wolfsbane ingested. Perhaps we can suggest that he is to be screened for werewolf infection." And then he's going to go about making the tea and listen through the wall.
Yeah, as you leave, I mean, I'm a pretty intuitive guy. I'd give you a nod and just keep talking.
He he's talking to you and he says, "You know what?" He kind of gets up and he says, "I have a name that sticks out to me." Valik started to mention about the judge that ruled on this I don't know, this ridiculous case of the noble son, and
Oh,
he brought her name up to me. The judge's name is Judge Predica.
A roll a knowledge local.
Mm-hmm. You know that Judge Predica is in the Capital District. Holds office in the Capital District of Magnimar. And he goes on to say, Artist goes on to say that he came in, you know, hot-headed, and he was saying how he was going to make everyone pay for his exile and for his life of misery, and that he has some type of goal of some benefactor, some woman. I've never heard of Vilik mention a woman's name in our entire life, or having any type of affection for one. But that's why I knew something was wrong with him. He talked about how she was responsible for his gift, or he called her Alpha, whatever that means. And he went on to say that he was in town to take care of those that have wronged him, and that this rage was burning in him for years, and now that he has the power to fix it, to make things right, and that he was going to see Judge Predica.
So
I
at
always knew
this,
there was something wrong with her.
so at this time, I assume you have guessed. We have talked with Willick. And in my perception, he has never seemed like a frantic madman, the kind of thing you are describing to us. Perhaps you will be inclined to have a conversation with him,
With who?
Willick.
I've had a conversation with Felix. I don't know where he's at now. He stormed off when I told him how crazy his ideas were. I've
I
not.
can take you to him.
So you're gonna roll a bluff check?
Is that a bluff?
Do you know where Vilik is at?
Safe house.
Is Vilik at your safe house?
I thought that's what our instructions were.
Don't
No,
believe
that's
Villic is at the safe house.
No, we have to find him, and we also.
I'll still roll a bluff. That's fine.
Yeah. So let me see. Okay. Okay. So I'm gonna tell you how I'm gonna roll this. Fluff Pathfinder. Let me get my bonus going. Okay. So, I
He
think
takes,
personally that this lie is unlucky.
Hold on. He takes -2.
Why is that?
I'm a mesmerist.
I think
Mesmerist have fun bluff stuff.
I think this lie is, in my opinion, and we can talk about it, is far fetched because when you came in here, you didn't even know who Villic is, and now you're telling me that you know someone that I thought we were talking about the same person is where a safe house is at. I think that's a far fetched lie. I mean, is everyone okay? I mean, I'm not trying to give it to, but I'm just explaining my rationale for that. Are we okay with that?
No, it is pretty far fetched that we are.
I would give it. Right, so Rafelnir would come in at this point with a hot teapot,
Well, I rolled
but in
one
the other
anyway.
room, he would
Well,
have
isn't
steeped
that a
some
force?
wolfsbane in one of the teacups, and he would set the tray down. There's enough teacups for everybody, but he sets the tray down so that the teacup with the wolfsbane in it is closest to Artis. And then he
Okay.
says,
Ah, thank you, Rafelnir. All this talking did leave me rather parched.
of course, it's not as well as I could have done with the Green Sting's assistance, but it is what it is, I suppose. He picks up his cup and sips it.
And
It was an insect. How can insect give you ability of potion brew?
Oh, Green Sting had the ability to assist me with whatever my endeavor was, and especially she had the ability to perform the prestidigitation spell whenever she chose. She could heat water to near a boil or cool it to nearly ice.
I can freeze stuff if you want me to.
No, cold tea is no good.
he tells you, he says thank you. He
The
so
hurt of ice.
he believes he drinks the tea. He tells you, he says he looks and he says, okay, he asks Markov, he says, Markov, go fetch what would he say? Go fetch the box. He says, you know what I'm talking about. So Markov leaves the room and comes back. You see, it's like a very ornate box. It's got some gold around it. He says, I don't have much. He says, but I'm worried about Villic as well. You say that you're adventurers. You're very well spoken. He points to Rake. He says, Gruner seems like he might be the one to do this. To have strength to maybe bring him back. I ask that you bring Villic back to me. He is, I miss him very dearly. He says, and he hands out, he has a ruby in his hands and a couple of gold coins. He says, your reward for bringing him back to me, maybe I can talk some sense into him. I will give you this ruby. It is valued very, it's valued, and I can point you to the right people to buy this from you. You might even get 25% more than what it's worth. But I know it's at least worth 400 to 500 gold. And some with the collector's hand, it could be even worth a platinum piece.
Sure, I'll take it.
He says he doesn't give it to you. He says, upon bringing Villic back here to me, I want to make sure he's safe and sound. I will give you this as a reward.
Well, I do not know how to get Villic to you, but I do know how to get you to Villic, so you can have this conversation.
He says, well, if you have Villic, why can't you bring him here? If you know where he's at.
If Villic is responsible for the wolves, Villic may not live.
What?
He says, that's why I'm asking you. He says, I don't have much coin or belongings. I'm barely surviving, and I was taking care of Villic for like I said, a long time. This is what I have to offer.
Well, if what you say is correct, and he is this frantic madman, then how am I supposed to bring sense to a madman?
The same way with me. I did not know you. I was going to call the city guards on you.
Are you a madman?
Well, what I'm saying is you're in my home. You're now, but now we're drinking tea, and now we're having a conversation about me bringing one of my lovers who I think could have some type of. You're telling me he's some type of cursed beast, and now I'm entrusting you to go get that and giving
I
you
have
some,
never said that.
and now giving you something. He looks at Raphael, Near, and Gruner. He says these men have suggested that he is this beast, and now I want to give you one of my most valuable possessions to now bring him back. If you can talk to me and convince me that you're a friend and that you are trustworthy, why can't you do the same to Vilik?
Well, if Vilek is mad, then he is the one who needs help, not you, and therefore you should be easier to reason with. Then how is it that I should have some kind of control over Vilek? You are the lover. I have not slept with Vilek. I do not have a penis.
Wow, this is some roundabout logic here, huh?
Are you saying that out of character or in character?
Out of character. We are really trying to give him the runaround.
Honestly, I don't think he is making any sense out of character.
Yeah, for
Or
now
in character.
I'm just trying to keep him occupied while he drinks his tea because that's what our most recent goal is.
What happens if the guard or someone else kills Vilek before we can bring him back to you?
Felnir would say, "Oh, this guard, I'm not sure could handle a werewolf."
If I mean, I'm not gonna like spoil it for you. I guess are you talking to me out of character about this? Well, the mission was to find who the werewolf was, and you were given, because before the town figured out about it, and you were given instructions to do it secretly, and that this guy wanted their werewolf brought back, and then you were given a note that said that this guy could be the werewolf or has information. You're just giving this address because they were doing more research. They told you they were doing research. They were gathering information, and by the time that you reached back the gate and you went to the fountain, they would give you that information. So that's the information you have now.
Sorry, who is
Yes,
that?
and Rafelnir related that the information said that our target was Artis at 22 Keystone, and we were to bring him to the safe house alive with wolfsbane ingested. Hugo, if you're saying anything, like your thing is pulsing open and closed, but I'm not hearing anything.
I'm not saying anything.
Okay, good. Yeah, we got the wolfsbane in him. I'd say hit him with charm person and convince him to walk out of here with us if we've got it right.
Okay.
Oh yeah, and you don't sort of have any visual. I mean, there is visual stuff, but you don't have to wave your arms or anything. You're psychic.
I'll just look into his eyes. That's all I need. His eyes. He takes a -2 to it as well. So you
It's
can
not
see
the spell charm person.
It is the spell charm person, but he takes -2 to will saving.
Oh, with the stare.
Do you have to
saying.
Yeah, and
cast
he's
it
a-
with a verbal?
He's a psychic
somatic,
caster, so he
and-
does not have somatic nor verbal components.
He just sort of takes a moment to think and visualize him falling under his command, and I don't know, the emotion of love, because it's charm.
Is there a material component?
No.
So he is charmed, and you're saying that it's 1 standard action, it's 1 hour per level. Okay, so
I believe it would be in your best interests
That's perfect.
to come with us.
Okay, so
If you wish to meet Vilik, you would be safer under our care.
Who will have thought that? Thank you for reminding me to fucking charm person. But who will have thought that it actually works?
So he stands up and he walks and says that he will, if it is to rescue his lover Vilik, then he will.
Felmir would check the teacup and see if there is any how much of it he got down.
Now he drank the whole thing.
Good. He should be making fort saves soon.
Good. Now we just wait for it to pass through his system, see if he's cured, take him to the safe house, collect our winnings, pass go.
How long does your charm person effect last?
Should be our level.
So 1 hour currently, so we should sort of book it across town.
So chances are, or I don't know, we're probably gonna get attacked in the night on the way back there, right?
I mean, that's how I would run the game.
Yeah, I mean, we'll keep him protected as we move
I don't
along.
care about how to run the game. I'm just saying, as we're clear that we're going to get attacked on the way there. So, do we want to wait till the morning, or
I
should we
believe
just
the
go now?
instructions we got last session were that this should be done all in one night, even before midnight, if possible. Is that correct?
I believe it was within the evening.
Okay, perfect. So, I'm clear.
Yeah, no, obviously it's difficult to ferry someone across town, especially in curfew, but if we stick to side streets and we're careful, we should be able to make it to our little, you know, tunnel.
Also, the dude is locked at helpful status with Rake, so I think that we could just walk. Like, it's not like we're dragging a body in a bag through town. He's walking of his own will.
Yeah, we're saying,
So
hey,
he's walking. So
you
yeah,
know,
he walks. He's walking with the group and he's talking and saying how he's glad that you folks have please undo all the drawings. That he's
Okay.
that he's glad that the group that you guys that care about Vilik, and ever since he asked about um the small zoo at Magnimar, and he smelled he smelled musky and was talking about punishing those that hurt him. He's glad that you guys talked some sense in him, because he was worried that he could have been behind some of these people who have been being killed. But as the group walks, we'll just use this.
Hang on a second.
What?
So I'm not asking about whether he's agreeable with us to walk across town. That's
Mm-hmm.
clear. He's been charmed person. What I'm bringing up is that we may get attacked either by wolves, but I suspect we may get attacked by Villic himself on the way back. I think that's a possibility that we may want to talk about before we walk on the way back. That's the point I'm bringing up.
Why would Vilik attack you? You even know Vilik is a real person.
yeah, we really don't, and we're
Okay, he won't attack us. Let's go.
We're big.
Pretty
burly
sure
men.
I got a 28 knowledge local check on Vilik, and he has a reputation and such.
Yes, true. That is that.
Even if he's not his own person, he is a persona of some sort that is known.
I'm good with whatever.
Yeah, so let's just stick to our side streets to avoid, guards nipping at us about curfew as we make it back to the bridge, right? I believe that's where our tunnel is.
So as the group, you walk the streets and you make it back to the courtyard. You're the tunnel. You met there. You see Matthias. Um, it's You make it back to the courthouse. Give me 1 second. Um, and Matthias is there, and he says, "So this is the killer. This is our werewolf that we're looking for." He says, "Good job, group."
Falnir would jump in and say he doesn't seem to believe that he is a werewolf, and he does not seem to exhibit physical characteristics of a werewolf in human shape. I believe we may have a second werewolf about.
He says, "Interesting. Well, luckily, well, let's hope our our justice is gonna be a little late. Um, well, he's always on time, so we're just early. But you did bring this creature back before ahead of schedule, so good job in that. Let me get a test out."
I'd also like to note that he did ingest wolfsbane. He may need medical attention at some point in the near future.
When did you give him the wolfsbane?
We gave him the wolfsbane within an hour ago in the form of tea.
Okay, good. It was ingested. So he's gonna. And his appearance did not change.
Not visibly when we drank the substance, no.
Matthias starts to look at Artis, and he starts to. You can tell he's using a spell as well. He grabs a silver dagger.
Yeah, roll spellcraft to identify it.
Mm-hmm. You don't know what it is, but he grabs a knife and starts to head towards Artis, and the Artis starts to freak out. He's like, "What are you doing? What is this? Where's Valik at?" And at that point, Matthias says Valik. The name is very familiar. It sounds very, very familiar. Um,
Felnir would relate what he learned with that local check.
okay, he says, "Yes, I know of Valik," and he starts to question um, our artist here. He says, "Artist, I'm not gonna hurt you." He says, "But you see, there's 4 men standing here, very well armed, and then myself, which I should be 4 men standing in front of you, well armed as well. If you, that doesn't matter." He says, "I need a little bit of your blood, artist, to clear you, and you can make your way back home." Artist is not happy about this. He now feels betrayed. He feels lied to by the party. He looks around and doesn't know what Valik is at all. He says, "I was lied to." He says, "What is the meaning of this?" And he looks at Rake.
Come on,
Okay.
Magic Man.
What? You want me to dazzle him?
Explain yourself, I guess, is what he's after.
Why does he think he's lied to? Where did that come up?
Well, Philippe isn't here.
Felnir would jump in and say, "We apologize sincerely for the deception, but there's little we can actually divulge. We are in the service of the justices of Magnimar. That is sufficient."
Yeah, because it was told that Valik would be here, and that's why he came. But now Valik's not here, and now you have this guy with a well-armed group that wants to now take a dagger and want some of his blood. So he's a little freaked out.
Oh, reasonably so.
Felnir's not the right one to counsel people.
So and Matthias is talking to him and says, "Listen, he feels is upset, so Matthias grabs him and cuts him and puts some blood on this dagger. The dagger, Matthias looks at it and he says, this man is no lycanthrope, nor has he ever been one. If he was, the dagger would have had a faint green glow. He says, you four have been very lucky this day that you brought him back so quickly before the justice arrive. He says, please do not make the same mistake twice. He wipes the blood off. He
licks.
he wipes, he like flicks, excuse me, I combined two words. He flicks the
No
blood off.
words.
He hands you the dagger, Gruner. He says, Gruner, I thought that your group was going to be able to handle a simple task like this, but apparently you need more assistance. He's like, you'll know that if somebody is cursed with lycanthrope, if when you put their blood on this blade, it will have a faint green glow, but you must detect magic on the blade, not the blood.
Rafelnir would say, now hold a minute. You see this note? And hands them the note. I will want that back for my records. I was instructed to find this man at his address, and I do not take kindly to being called an incompetent.
He reads you the note. He says, yes, these are just words from an informant that we got, were possibly leads or the lycanthrope meant. This does not mean that artist is a lycanthrope. It means that he might have the lycanthrope whereabouts. This is what I was given by another member of your so-called group. He's not in your group per se, but I have informants around the city doing the same job that you're doing. They're not equipped as well as you are with Gruner, and he looks at the cleric in the back. He looks at Chorus. They do not have the fighting capabilities of you, but they are experts, if you not say the way of the sword, but the way of the tongue and getting information. We were told that a man by the name of Artist might have information on the whereabouts of the lycanthrope at 22 Keystone Street.
Justify the instructions for abduction and using of the wolfsbane. I am seriously concerned for this man's health as a result of faulty intelligence.
Yes, by the way, you might want to drink something to get rid of the aconite in the wolfsbane. It's not very healthy for you. There was some in the tea.
Matthias says, but I'm questioning this Valik guy. He will stay here. He tells the group, he says, you have about an hour, maybe an hour and a half before the justice arrives here at this spot. You have already wasted an hour. So it's best in your best interest to make way and continue to find this beast.
Felnir would say, yes, we shall depart soon, but first, approaches Artis. Artis, you have my sincere apology. We were operating under faulty intelligence. I beg your forgiveness.
He's at shock and disbelief still. He's just mad and feels lied to, and he just kind of gives you that gruff that says, you barged into a man's home. I treat you like honorable guests, and now I'm here at some crude warehouse with a cut on my arm, now being told that I'm accused of being a beast that howls at the moon.
If it would be compensation, I am learning how to create magical artifacts. May a guarantee of future service in that regard be sufficient to secure your good graces.
Does this mean we don't get the ruby?
Matthias looks at you and says, what do you mean get a ruby?
He has the ruby, he say. He give it to us.
He offered us payment for finding Valik.
Why would he offer you payment to find Valik, Matthias says?
He's an ex-lover, and I think he still has a crush.
He says, under your contract, it is best that you follow the contract at which and the mission at which you're given at a time. He says, and this time you're employed by us to find this werewolf. Please do not take other side jobs.
He merely offered it. We did not agree.
He says, okay. He says, then make a do, and please go find this werewolf before morning light.
Moonlight's burning, friends. Let us away.
We were also told that any kind of money we earn is along the job is not to be questioned. So I'll keep you at your word for that. Now, you say to us, you want us to find Vilek, yes, Arthos?
Who are you talking to?
Our goal is to find the werewolf.
The guy we just kidnapped.
Yeah.
And
He says yes. He says I
poisoned
wish
him.
you to find Vilek. He came in rage, and I don't want. If he is his beast, I don't want him put down. I want to have a chance to talk with him.
We will
Well,
do what we can to bring him in alive, but if
the
he is a
the only
beast
way-
in rage, that may be difficult.
The only way for that to happen is if you continue to work with us. That is the only way we can ensure any kind of safety for Vilek, or any kind of salvation.
Well, he tells you that he doesn't mind helping. That he doesn't mind it at all. Like he, now that he says he doesn't like this, he says I wish we could have talked about this at the house, at in the comforts of my own home, and not this run down vagabond flay leaf, of a warehouse that you have brought me here with the rats and the roaches are at. Well, the comforts of my own home. But yes, I do not mind. I told you that he wanting to track down all of his rivals and those that are responsible for his exile.
You mentioned a judge, did he not?
Yes, the judge, Pradikar, I believe, was what the name I gave the judge.
May I make a knowledge local as to the dwelling place of this judge? He might try to hit that place tonight.
Yep, make your knowledge local check.
Do we have any reason to believe he's going to attack tonight?
Well,
for
It is a full moon. He is a werewolf. That is
For
sufficient.
the last
Oh, yeah.
for the last 2 nights, there's been deaths.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like he's stopping.
For that, yeah, like I said, it's in the capital district. That it's going to be on. What is it? It says 16 Alabaster Street in the capital district.
Is there any other people he has said he will want to take vengeance on?
He says the noble's son is dead. The noble's wife, I believe, is the one that pushed for it. The noble himself, I think I think he's passed away as well. I'm not sure it could have been the noble's. The noble's wife could be passed, or she could be dead as well. I'm not sure. There was, of course, the judge, the jury, a couple of testimonies from caravan inhabitants. I don't know who these people are. All I know is the one of the judge that ruled that he would be exiled and stripped of his command and stripped of any title that he had in this city.
Rafelnir would also ask, and there was a woman he called Alpha. Who was she again?
He doesn't know. He does not know. That's the first time he's ever had Malik talk of a woman.
Then Rafelnir would relate, I believe that this Vilek may not be the only werewolf. I do believe there's a second werewolf, the one that, according to Alder, the Vilek man called an alpha. Alpha implies a pack. A pack implies more than two.
Okay. So what is the group's next move?
The only street address we've got is 16th Alabaster Street, which is a known location of interest to Vilek as a potential target. I think, unless someone else has a lead.
Alright. Do you have any kind of inclination as to where he might want to stay? If he is to want to hide or stay undetected?
He says that he stayed at my house when he first came into town, but he stayed. I fell asleep and he was gone. He wasn't even really there. and Markov did not even hear him leave. So yeah, I have not seen him since. And that, like I said, it's been 5 days ago.
Any old lover spots that you might have been with him?
He says that we nothing really in town. We just enjoyed going on hunting and fishing trips.
Do you have a cabin, perhaps?
We have a cabin. It would be. It's been many years ago. We had a cabin kind of outside in the Sandpoint hinterlands, but that's like I said, that's been over 25 years ago.
Well, anything can be helpful, you know? Is this thing where there is a person that is either missing or wanted? We need to find him, and all places might be good. Places he might feel safe, or remember times of pleasure and joy. Da?
He agrees and says, well, thank you for the interest, but he says that's all I remember. That's all I know to tell you. I'm fresh of ideas
That,
myself.
that is good. We know now cabin, and we know about who he wants to kill.
Okay, so what is the group's next move?
We actually have a location on this cabin. Would that be a knowledge local to find?
He
Well,
told us.
there's two locations you have. You have a cabin that's in the Sandpoint hinterlands, and then the judge's house. Oh, the judge's
Sandpoint Hinterlands is well outside the scope of what we can reach tonight.
Yeah, it would seem that our best bet is to find the location of the judge, well, once judge, and possibly stake it out. I mean, we're out of options. We could also just follow the howling if we can, but then we'll just be on a goose chase.
No,
Isn't the
above
judge Isn't the judge on the way here in an hour?
Isn't that a different judge?
Yep, about
That's
it.
the justice.
That's a justice, yeah. Which is still a judge, but he's a higher one.
Not this disenfranchised one or whatever, the noble's son.
I would say that our only remaining lead is a stakeout at 16 Alabaster Street, and hope that the werewolf strikes within the hour.
So what does the group want to do? I mean, if that's Rafael, is that your move? Is that what you say the group? What's the group going to do?
Is
Felnir would
the-
posit it as the best option he sees, but he's not exactly the detective sort. He's going to wait for someone else to take the lead.
Is the cabin too far away for us to reach?
As the Sandpoint Hinterlands is at least a 6-hour boat ride.
Yeah, I don't think we'd be able to reach it.
I'm sorry, that might be metagaming. I don't believe I have knowledge geography trained. No, I do not.
Well, the name like Hinterlands, it's pretty far away from Magnimar.
Isn't Sandpoint just to the left of us?
So
This way?
Yes,
to the right.
far up the coast. It's about the same distance. It's about the same distance as Berlin is from Paris.
So 54 miles.
Well, the Germans didn't seem to find that too difficult.
Yes, but they had tanks and planes.
They are very slow, tanks.
Regardless, I think the best option is to just go back out while we have an hour and head towards 16 Alabaster Street. And if we come upon anything else that may be a lead, good. If not, that's our last option. Otherwise, we failed the contract.
Okay. So what does the group want
So
to
I'm
do
in agreement. I'm in agreement with Rafelnir.
I think the best idea, since cabin is out of reach, is to save Mr. Judge Man. Person. Maybe not man, maybe woman. I don't know.
Okay.
We have a name?
Judge Pradikar.
Pratica, which could be, I don't know, anything.
So the group will leave the safe house then and make their way towards the capital district, correct?
That's what I'm in
Seems
agreement
to be
with.
consensus.
Okay. So as the group makes their way to the district, capital district, you can hear more wolves howl. It seems that they are getting a little closer. The group, I brought you
I would
to a
like
new
to note
map.
that Rafelnir would always like to stay within touching distance of Chorus.
Okay. So you're in a new map now. We can keep initiative rolls. So what's the group want to do?
I can't see the initiative rolls. The
The
turn order is blank for me.
I don't. It's Rafelnir, Chorus, Rake, and then Gruner.
It
Rafelnir,
it's
yeah,
because
okay,
we
I'm
changed
sorry.
maps.
Well, shall we proceed? May I recommend that the two bearers of armor go in front of us?
If you... Whoa. Oh, there's the roofed version. Okay. Yes,
So is that a large structure to the south, our left?
No, I mean this is the courthouse.
There's two of us.
I know. There's the roof version. I'm showing you the roof.
Oh, okay.
Here's the front door.
I don't think we have any reason not to go out to the front door.
yeah, it's a
And
courthouse.
can we just assume the whole party is following Gurner? Seems some of us are having trouble with their tokens.
Yeah. Here, I'll just cancel these out since there's been. I just wanted y'all to see that, but sure. Here, you're here now. So Gruner, you can go ahead and move.
Do you want us to move in sequence or?
No, I mean no. You just move. I mean it's not. You're not in combat.
Yeah.
You can move around.
So the answer is no then.
Yeah. Can you not hear me?
Well, yeah, I can.
Gruner, I'm trying to look, man, at your dynamic lighting, making sure you can see.
Yes, I can see just fine. I mean, well, there's the walls, obviously, but... I can see fine.
I cannot see it
Light.
anymore because of light.
I don't know why I can't see the I don't know why I can't see your view screen right now, but anyways.
And Gorons do have dark vision, so you should be pretty good.
No, we don't.
Oh, okay, I was...
No, they do not have...
Hold up. Where did you get that from? That Goran said dark vision.
I misremembered the archives. I'm looking at it now.
Okay, no worries, no worries.
Okay. So you walk up to this the door. It is a very beautiful building. The streets are, you can tell that this is the one of the wealthier side. Do you see that there's more guard foot traffic in this area? But well, in this district. But as you make it your way towards this side of the the judge's protocols office is at, with his main small courtroom that he deals in minor, in minor offenses, minor things like that the bigger judges don't have time for. You walk in, you make your way up to the door, and you notice that it's not locked, and it's slightly ajar actually, Gruner.
I have a bad feeling about this, and...
Of course, let's be with the group.
Yeah, I sort of make sure everybody's with me as I open the door.
I'm gonna reload because I can't see your vision, your side. Okay, will this work now? I don't know why it's not working. Okay, but is it dark? The whole place should be dark though, right?
Yeah, like... I mean,
Except for
well,
the light spell.
Okay.
Yeah.
You should be able to see inside now, Gruner.
Yes.
You see two beautiful ladies of justice there, toiling the balance between right and wrong. You see a beautiful marble desk in front of you. The chair is kind of turned slightly ajar. I mean, not ajar, excuse me. It's turned slightly at a 9-degree angle. The papers on the desk seem to be scattered, and you see some of the papers kind of start to blow in the wind as a breeze from the outside kind of whishes them around.
Felnir would say to Chorus, please, can we stay with the group? I am concerned for both of our safety.
Daryl, you there?
You could have lagged out.
I saw a refresh thing on his Roll20 icon,
Oh, there
so
he is.
I don't know. Daryl?
I had to re-roll. I had to reload everything, but I can't see anything now.
Sort of in the middle of the scroll of the map.
I think I'm gonna have to reload again.
Technical issues.
Yeah.
Weave seems hazy around Chorus. He may not be fully in this reality.
Yes, it seems sometimes he is here and not, as in like Roll20 hates him. Whatever Roll20 is, who knows?
Yeah, what the fuck is a Roll20? Never heard.
I'm usually good with 19 rolls, but then when the 20th roll comes, then
I don't know
big
why
problem.
I can't look it through your player's perspective, but it's okay. Are you there finally, Daryl?
Can you zoom me to the action?
Can you see?
Nothing yet.
Make sure, is the vision like turned on for Chorus's token?
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
You got it?
Yeah, I can see something now.
I'm gonna see something really quickly. I want to put Gruner back in here. Let me see if this does it.
And now we have two ASMRs, Rafelnir exclaimed.
Let me see something. It doesn't do it in here too. I can't see. I don't know if it's being weird tonight. Whatever. Okay. Anyways, continue, group.
Are you going down to the left here?
Yes, I'm here with. Yes, I opened the door. It was ajar, and I saw the the wind scatter some papers, and I just say, "Oh, this doesn't look good."
Sorry about that. Looks like I'm back.
Well, it's a courthouse, and I'm not one to rifle through papers. However, are any of them interesting?
As you make your way, you see something on the floor.
Oh dear.
You see, it looks like a small lady.
Like a halfling?
Yeah, a halfling. Chewed bits and pieces of her. A neck gone. Half of her face is missing.
And the wolf has already been here.
Her face is missing. A hand. Her entrails disembowelment as her intestines lay scattered across the floor.
Felnir would like to scan the room for detect magic.
Is she dead?
Kneeling down and just sort of, turning her over a little bit. No, like, Gerner has some tact, but sometimes he doesn't, so he is just sort of turning over the body and just, yep. He just turns it over. I don't know, you tell me, you see that? And he just sort of
Heal
gestures
check.
over the organs. You see that? That's entrails.
What'd you roll?
Heal check.
What was your heal check?
You want to be sure she's dead. The disemboweled little halfling.
Your Felnir make a knowledge local to see if you can identify the person.
Forget it. Moving on.
I don't see a heal check if you haven't made one already, Chorus. I don't see it. I had to reload as well.
Ah, the barking of dogs. How appropriate.
Your
Heal.
Felnir make a knowledge local to identify the.
You made knowledge local, yeah. So, Chorus, you made a heal check, and you can tell that this is definitely from an animal attack. You can tell that their canines were used and claw marks, claw marks and bites. You know that an animal, an apex predator animal, made these marks.
One could guess a wolf.
Yes, one could guess a wolf. For the local 26 check, you know that this is Belinda the Halfling. She has worked at the court system and taking notes. She's also doubles as a court recorder, taking very, very tedious notes. She never falters. And she is a good friend of Judge Protocols. She has served this court system more than over 30 years.
The lowly civil servant, so rudely cut short.
Hello, my friend. May we approach the bench?
Well, there's no way we can save her now. Yeah, I see like there's the main double doors and the side doors. Do any of them look like they were also ajar? Like, something tore through here?
Make a perception check. All the doors look perfectly shut to you.
Well, that's a scream.
Rafelnir, you seem to see. Rafelnir looks on the floor, and he sees small prints of blood leading. Okay, Rafelnir, that's what you see. And you point it out to the rest of the group.
Where are they leading to?
Yes, he did. I'm sorry, I've been muted.
Where are they leading to?
To the double doors.
Tracks lead north.
Long spear. With light.
Yes, I likewise will have my weapon drawn.
Okay.
Felnir ponders the first stanza of Enlarged Person.
What does the group want to do? I just let you guys do what you want to do. I don't lead you. I try to lead you or do
yeah.
anything. I'm just here.
With my weapon drawn, I'm gonna open the door.
You open the door and you notice another body. It seems to have been their stomach eaten. You see a door here, a door here. You see one up here as well. But again, you see this blood path for Felnir.
Yeah, I'm going to keep following the trail. It seems like the most logical thing.
At this moment, the growls are getting louder. You can hear like something eating. something else. You make your way. I don't know why I can't do that. So you make your way and you see the blood here. Can you see inside the room, Gurmon?
Yeah, I would take a peek in, sort of. You know, I don't want to like enter. I'm just to like look in and be absolutely sure.
Alright, well you see a blood, a huge blood trail, and you see the scene of a gruesome scene. You see a group of wolves tearing and tearing. It seems like limb from limb of this person in a courtroom.
I sort of, with a free hand, you know, wave the rest of the party and just sort of quietly whisper, "They're here."
How many Rafelnir whisper?
I can barely see. 4 or so wolves and 1 man wolf.
Perhaps attract their attention to the door. We'll hold them at the choke point.
Where are you
As you-
seeing this?
I'm at this door. I'm quietly relaying the information. I'll say, "Are you sure?"
Yes, chorus to me. Prepare your spear.
"Yes, be ready." And he takes a breath, and he lets out a whistle.
At that moment, you can go inside the room, Gruner, so you can see the entire room. I'm not sure you can see. At that time, you see a man
I think chorus might have gone off the.
You see a man covered in blood. You see a tattered blue shirt with blood all over him. It seems to be an older gentleman, but you're not distracted by that. What you see is huge canines and huge claws and teeth and just covered in blood and bits of flesh. At that moment, he sees Gruner. They stop eating and mauling this helpless creature, and they start to rush and attack Gruner.
Oh my god, it's a furry.
I don't see chorus on the map. Where is chorus?
Are you under me? Yeah, you're under
He's
me.
right there.
Alright.
Yeah, that makes more sense.
Yeah,
I can't see into the room very well until somebody moves. I don't know.
Yes, I
why.
moved the light.
Yeah, the light should be there now, so...
Rafelnir will call out, "Hold the line. I will prepare the fight."
And then the wolves start to attack Gruner. Well, this one at least will. I'm going to attack Gruner, and let's see if it hits. Does a 15 hit you, Gruner?
It does.
It hits you. Now let's do a... We're gonna take Gruner. You're gonna take this much damage. Gruner takes 3 damage, and then I'm going to make a triple check against your CMB plus trip CMD, excuse me. But I fail, so you're not tripped.
Yeah.
As Gruner holds the line against a serrated wolves. At this moment, you see this creature make his way in this door, and you hear, it sounds like this glass bursting. It seems like a window has been broken. Rafelnir, what is your move?
Rafelnir will cast Grease in the shape that I draw. All wolves therein must make a difficulty 15 reflex save or fall prone. It is difficult terrain, costs double movement, and a DC 10 acrobatics check to move through, or you fall prone.
So that's 3 wolves. 1, 2, 3. That's 1. That's 2. That's 3. So these do not fall prone. These do not fall prone, but this one will, and I'm going to turn him vertical. Doesn't matter, does it? Okay. He'll be, since he's facing away, that's going to say that he's the one that's on the ground prone. I'm going to say that Rafelner is in there so he can see. I'm not sure if he actually can see, but yeah.
You can see the corner that's nearest Gurner, yeah.
Okay. So now, of course, your turn. Daryl.
Well, there's one in the, there's 3 in the grease, there's 1 standing in the grease. Right in front of me, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I'm gonna...
Okay, so you move inside the move. You move inside the room and then move to the left on top of a chair. I mean, on top of a bench. So make a small climb check.
I'm assuming the lighting condition is pitch dark.
Yep, it is pitch dark. There, are you there?
Oh, I move in the room, I fall down, and that's the end of my turn.
Okay. So you're trying to climb, but you are not successful. So where would he be at then? Would he still be in Gruner Square?
We can't legally end in my square.
So I'm just gonna say, I don't know. Do you not have climb, Daryl?
Either just make me prone or just move on. I'm getting a little frustrated, so continue on.
Okay, no worries. So I'll just have you climb in there. Okay, now it's Rake's turn.
Well, it's definitively interesting because of the position. Did I unmute myself? Yes. Okay. I'd love to use some color spray, but I won't be able to cast that without affecting teammates
Shame.
because
So,
of the
We
narrow.
could reason that the werewolf is going around for a flank, so we need to keep our big guns ready for it.
I'll move here. Can I see the big boy?
Nope, he has disappeared from the room.
Okay. I cast Haunted Fey Aspect on this one.
Okay. 1 round per level. You're level 1, so that is okay. That's 1 round. And that is your turn. Now that's Gruner's turn.
I guess I'll just bring down my great sword on this guy.
Gruner lets out a furious yell as he is being attacked. The trip is unsuccessful, and you see Gruner just give a huge uppercut and cut the wolf in half.
Seems I bisect wolves a lot.
He makes instant kills. Okay.
Yeah.
So this wolf is going to move up. I have to make an acrobatics check to do what now?
Difficulty 10 acrobatics check in order. Let me go ahead and post a spell.
DC 10 acrobatics check. It can't move that round. I'm gonna reflex save or fail, which means it fails. Wow. So we do 20, and I'm just gonna use my.
Grease, it's a reason it's the standby.
I use a dex. I'm just gonna use my dex for my save. Do I beat the
Oh,
10?
and I
Okay.
miscalculated. It's a difficulty 16 reflex save or fall.
Okay. Well, I'm moving up, so I move up. I'm gonna move this one. I'm gonna move this one out of the way. So
Isn't it a DC 10 balance check to move across the square?
I did. I made it.
Yes, sir.
I made a 16.
However, it is a dismissible spell, so if it gets in our way, he'll just poof it away.
Yeah, the 16 is the initial, like, you know, when it comes out. But if you're in the grease, you move carefully with a DC 10, which he passed.
So now I'm going to attack Gruner. Oh, I'm unsuccessful. This wolf, upon seeing, I'm gonna try to get up. So that's a move action to get
Before
up.
you continue, was there a opportunity for him to? Is Chorus able to make an attack of opportunity at this juncture?
No, Chorus, he didn't roll his climb check, so Chorus is prone where he's at right now, in the bench.
Don't believe prone actually eliminates your ability to make an attack of opportunity. You just take it at the -4 penalty.
I
Is
believe
it that time again? Are we going back to rule lawyering? Or like rule discussing, I mean? Not lawyering, sorry.
It's Game Master's discretion if you feel that a prone person couldn't use a long spear. That makes a lot of sense, actually.
I know, I mean, I think you could. I think that he's just in the bench, and there's no way for him to attack this creature. The benches would be in the way.
Go ahead.
That makes sense. So I'm going to have this one still in the thing. I've got to make a check. 12, so he goes up to attack Chorus. I think I get that at a +4, I believe, since he is prone. So I'm gonna attack. I still rolled bad. There was a 13 hit your AC, because you're flat-footed, Chorus. Or does it fail?
Does not hit my flat-footed AC.
Okay. I'm gonna have this wolf move up. Seeing this creature on the ground, this wolf is going to again move up. Out of threat in the grease, we're going to come over, make a check. Okay, I got a 10. I'm going to attack Chorus as well. There's a 14 hit you flat-footed.
Doesn't hit my flat-footed AC.
Okay. And now this. What would this wolf do? What would he do in real life? I think he would just swarm. I think he would just continue to swarm. So he'd move in the grease spell. Do I have to roll the acrobatics to move into it, or just when I move in it?
Let me review. A creature
Not when
can
you
walk
move
within
in.
or through an area of grease at half normal speed with the difficulty 10 acrobatics check.
Okay.
Failure means it can't move that round and must make a reflex save or fall prone.
Okay. Well, I got a 10, so that's my rounds, boys. Now we got Rafelnir. Your turn.
Yeah, so Rafelnir is
You
going to
succeeded
curse
your
under his
check,
breath
so
that
you
Chorus
can
brought the
continue
light
your
spell
turn.
inside the room with him, and he's just going to cast it on Rake. And the light spell has moved. I don't believe that interferes with anybody. That is his standard action. Wait, why are there so many Rafelnirs?
I'm trying to make another copy of this. Okay, whatever.
Yeah, I just moved the light spell. He can only maintain one at a time, anyways.
Okay, no worries.
But yes, Rafelnir is he's going to pass his move action. It's his turn.
The wolf who passed the DC 10 balance check just now, right?
Mm-hmm.
Did he? Was that the end of his turn?
But he can't squeeze through or
just
do anything.
moved.
Yeah, he can't squeeze or do anything.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I could
Okay.
probably do that, but I don't like to play too much. I just like to do what the wolf would actually do. I don't think a wolf would, I don't know. I mean, the squares are the map isn't perfect in all honesty too, but
So if you didn't know before, I do have combat reflexes, so every time they move through my threat squares, I can attack.
okay.
Regardless of what state I'm in, unless I'm disabled or something.
So now it is Chorus's turn.
Is it okay if we take a 5-minute break?
Yeah, let's do it after combat. It's Core's turn. Daryl's your turn.
Well done. Just to let you know, then I'll use my action to hold action, and I'll
Okay.
be right back.
Okay. Daryl, are you still there?
Yeah, I'm trying to attack somebody, but
Are you? Yeah, who you're trying to attack? Which wolf?
the one that's still prone, or anyone that's 2 away from me that's prone.
Nobody's prone at this moment.
I don't know what's going on. I'm trying to attack, but nothing's happening.
The rolls aren't working. You want to just roll manually, or is it not working? Okay, 18.
Yeah,
What's-
that's a hit.
What's your
Plus
bonuses?
4.
Yeah, yep.
Plus
so
4.
Which one are you hitting?
A guy 2 away from me, whoever
Okay.
that is.
So you are on
Yep.
the ground hitting him. Okay.
Wolf does have cover bonuses for being behind his friend.
It's but he still gets it though. He plus 4. Yeah, he definitely hits. So you hit that. Roll your
It'd be a
damage.
total of 18. 18 plus 4 minus 4 is 18. Here's the damage.
Okay, so Chorus, because he's
7
prone
total.
and he's just and not in good position, and he's being attacked by 2 other wolves, is trying to just have a better position. And unfortunately, he makes it around the first wolf to attack the one 10 feet away from him, but he just barely hits his shoulder, drawing light blood from the creature. Rake is holding his.
That'll be 7 points of damage.
Oh yeah, your strength. What's your strength?
Ah, 1 plus 4 times 1.5. So 1 plus 6. 7 damage.
Okay, so 6 damage. How is it 6 damage? You have how do you have power attack or something?
7 damage. 1 plus 4 strength times 1.5 is 6. So 1 plus 6 is 7.
Got you. So 7 damage. Okay, so you hit the creature. Doing a lot of it was a pretty good hit, man. That was Chorus's turn. Now it is.
I'm going to continue my turn with a move action to stand up.
Okay, so that will incur an attack of opportunity. I'm gonna have 2 of the wolves attack. Since you're technically still prone, getting up, one's going to attack. A 13 is a miss, correct?
Yep, miss.
Is a 17 a miss or a hit?
17's a miss.
That's a miss flat-footed as well?
I'm not flat-footed.
So would the attack of opportunity go up before you're up on your feet, or would it go on as he's getting up?
Well, being it's while you're prone, but prone just gives you a plus. Well, enemies give a +4 to their attack roll if they're melee. It doesn't make it flat-footed or anything. It's his whole AC.
Oh, it's his whole AC, so it wouldn't be a 17, it'd be a 19. So would a 19 hit you or no? I didn't know that. I appreciate that.
Yeah, so like, whatever its attack modifier is, +4 is the whole roll.
I got you. So 16 misses is a 16. So a 16 misses and there's a 19 miss as well. Daryl.
A 19 hits, but I'm not sure if you're +4 on the attack of opportunity.
Okay, so it's a +2. I didn't do a complete +4. It'd be a +6. I have a +2 to attack.
So it is the +4 while he's getting up, like the attack of opportunity.
So actually be a +6 because I have a +2 to attack, and then it'd be a +4. That's a +6, correct?
And like yes, and likewise, that doesn't mean you can technically trip him again because he's like already prone while the attack is going off.
Okay, so it's 19 would hit then, and I'm gonna roll damage.
Because otherwise, wolves would be insane. They just trip lock you.
So that is 6 damage to Chorus. Now Chorus is not prone and he is up now. Now Rake, I'm not sure if he's back yet. Rake, are you back?
I am back, yes.
Okay, Rake, your turn.
Okay. Well, there's still nothing I can really do. Hold on, there's one thing. Anyone here willing to be touched by me in inappropriate places? Or appropriate?
To what end?
I can give you a trick up your sleeve.
What would that be?
Avoid damage, get cool shit.
Just whatever you think is best. I mean, I'm one of the ones up front, and well, I'm technically the one you could touch because you know there's like a corner here. So you do you.
I can give you flanking.
Flanking, like no matter what.
Yeah.
It's pretty neat.
There's so many tricks that it is super difficult to know.
Don't you? No, aren't those your customized? Like you know one trick. I believe you know one trick at first level.
No. I don't think it's one trick. I think you can only cast one trick a day.
Let me just quickly look it up. The Mesmerist knows one trick at first level and learns one at second and every 2 after.
Oh, okay. Shit, well then I haven't chosen a trick.
You can also do the hypnotic stare and do the whole painful stare thing, right? Where it's like...
Oh yeah, if you get damaged, he gets damaged too. Sure, I can do that.
Yeah, like whoever you stare at, if I hit them, you can roll extra damage.
Yeah, I'll do that. That's my turn.
So who are you going to stare at? The one in front of me?
Yeah.
Alright.
Honestly, the mesmerist stuff, I'm so unfamiliar with the cult stuff, aside from the psychic, because it's basically just a reskinned sorcerer, but yeah, it's all new to me. I wish I could help.
Okay, so now it is Gruner's turn.
Alright, well, considering you're staring down the one in front of me and I'm logically doing the same, I'm gonna slap it. I think that probably, given my track record, I think that takes care of it even without the stare.
Okay, so there's a save to the Mesmer's trick. Which trick did he use? Doesn't matter. 20.
I didn't use a trick. I used painful stare.
Okay.
So +1 damage.
Oh, it's a flat damage?
Yeah.
So
unfortunately,
Gruner just takes his sword and he sticks it through the mouth of the wolf and instantly kills it.
Oh, that's one more dealt with.
I'm gonna delete that one. Okay.
And I'll shout. We must make quick work of them. I feel like the Wolfman's getting away.
I'm going to again. This wolf's going to attack Chorus. It is a miss. This wolf's going to attack Chorus as well. That is a 22. I'm going to roll damage. It is +1. That is 7 damage to Chorus, and now I'm going to attempt to trip, which
Wait,
is.
does it not roll to crit confirm?
Give me a second. To 11, so I miss it. Correct?
Oh, that's the order. Yeah, so you don't
Okay.
confirm it then. Yeah,
So
that's how you do it. Yeah, that's a way to roll it.
So that is so that's the damage. I missed the confirm, but I'm going to roll to trip now. 18. Does that beat your CMD Chorus?
Yep.
Okay, so Chorus is now prone again. So take 7 damage and Chorus is now prone. I'm going to have this wolf. What would this wolf do? I thought this wolf would move up and try to attack Gruner now that his comrade is on the ground, and he's going to make a check to see and make a 12. So I do manage to do that.
Oh, I don't know if it was relevant yet, but the wolf, so long as they stand in the grease, the creatures are considered flat-footed.
Okay, it's good to know.
I don't think I've missed their AC yet, so no.
Okay.
But if he moves up, I believe Chorus is allowed to take a swing at it if it's like trying to maneuver its way like this.
I just went from here and I just jumped.
I still believe it's moving carefully because it's grease.
Oh, it's my mistake. They only are considered flat-footed if they moved. If they stay stationary, they are not.
Okay. Well, if it goes
They
through
do
Chorus,
have to save though at the top of your turn or something, don't they?
No. Also, considering it's difficult terrain, they can't 5-foot. So yeah, that would incur if it tries to move.
I thought the spell states that if they're in the area at the beginning of their turn, they have to save. Is it not so?
No, only if they move. They have to make an acrobatics check, and if they fail the acrobatics check, they do not move that turn, and they must make an additional reflex save against the original difficulty in order to not fall prone.
Yeah.
But if they stay still in the square, they're okay?
Sir, that's correct.
Yeah, if they don't want to move, they don't want to move. That's their prerogative. But these are wolves; they're stupid.
Okay.
So if you want to, yeah, considering it is difficult terrain, right?
Yes, it counts as difficult terrain and disallows 5-foot step.
Yep. So by it moving, you can take a swing because that's 10 feet and it's moving.
I don't swing.
No.
What?
Well,
Okay, so now it is
Oh, what?
Profelnir's
Whatever.
turn.
Falnir believes that the grease has played out its usefulness and thus dismisses the spell.
Okay.
That is.
Oh yeah, that's a standard to dismiss, right? That sucks.
So are you gonna move Profelnir or stay where you're at?
No reason to move. He's just gonna chill. Maybe he reads his book.
Okay, Chorus, your turn now. Chorus rolls. That's a +4, I believe. Correct, Chorus. A 12.
Did not stabilize.
Oh, you're.
Oh,
I didn't
Chorus.
even know you were bleeding out. Are you?
Yeah, I didn't know that either. So now it is not stabilized. Chorus went. Now it's Rake's turn. Rake, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. It's my turn.
Yep, it's your turn.
Painful stare. And it's actually considered a free action, so I also cast Haunted Phase.
Okay.
What weapon do you have, Rake? If you don't mind me asking.
I have a crossbow, but I haven't loaded it.
Well, it's a swift action to stare, so you could load and shoot it. Just so that we can sort of start going through these things quicker. Like if you hit one of them, then you can also activate the stare yourself.
No, I don't think I can.
Yeah, anytime the thing takes damage, even if it's not your turn, you can activate the painful stare.
Okay, yeah.
It's like sneak attack, like a rogue damage. It's just that we can also sort of do it, you know?
Yeah, fuck Haunted Fey aspect. It's fun, but not useful right now. I'll rather load my bolt to my light crossbow.
Okay, which one do you want to shoot?
The one right in front here.
Okay. So you loaded it. So shoot. Roll your damage. Roll your attack. Yeah, unfortunately, it misses. Gruner's in front. You're trying to get a shot. You see Chorus kind of laying on the ground, bleeding now, as wolves try to eat him. And Rake is he's not successful. He shoots a crossbow. It almost hits Gruner, believe it or not, but this falls and hits this area behind him. Gruner, what is your turn? You see Chorus fall, and unfortunately, he does not get up, and you see what was on top of him.
Well, I'm pretty angry. Might as well use the last of these. Well, I guess I have nothing else to do, but I'll swing at this one who's sort of hounding over him.
Gruner, seeing his comrade being eaten alive, takes his greatsword and stabs through the wolf's skull, killing it instantly.
It's a big sword, what can I say?
Blood Rager gonna rage for blood.
Okay, and that's all you're gonna do, Gruner? You're gonna do anything else?
Could I 5-foot step onto this pew with like a climb check or no?
Yeah, you can. I'll let you do it.
Let's hope this works.
Yeah, you get it with a 13.
Yeah, I just sort of do like the vault, you know, like with one free hand, then I just right over.
Yep.
Did I get to... Never mind. Sorry.
So this wolf, after seeing Gruner jump, tries to bite at him, but is not successful because the bench is there. He's going to move up and attack Rake. I believe 11 probably misses you, Rake.
It misses me completely, yes.
Okay. This wolf begins to tear at Chorus's body. Sees Gruner, is going to get on top of Chorus to front.
Well, if he's sort of menacing Chorus, is he like distracted?
Well, he sees you.
I see. He was working on him, and now
that you moved up here, he now sees you as a more threat and trying to take his food away from him, and he's going to move to attack you, and is unsuccessful. Rafelnir, excuse me, your turn.
Well, Rafelnir's low on options. He's not very well suited to shoot this wolf because it's in cover from the Rake, and he does not have precise shots, so that's another -4 for it being a melee. He's not gonna try the -8 penalty on an attack with his crossbow. He's gonna draw this sucker, and he's suspicious of the current location of the werewolf. He's gonna ready an action to shoot the first werewolf he sees coming from the side.
Okay. Chorus, make your stabilize check. I believe you're stabilized, correct? With that?
Remind me, stable. Oh, it's a con check, so it's 12 plus your con against the DC of.
I think you should actually make a secret roll.
You want me to make a secret roll? Plus your dice roller. Okay. 120. Okay.
And just keep the result secret.
I am. Okay, so now it is Rake's turn.
Oh, whoa. Yeah, fuck this dog.
There's something to stab it with.
Of course.
No, bro.
Wish for me how many hit points you're negative. Okay. So,
Sorry, say that again?
send me how many hit points you are right now, because I don't want the whole party to know. So you rolled a 1 on cold damage. Is there a saving throw for this?
No, it's just straight damage, and it's 2 because painful stare.
Okay.
Oh no, painful stare is 1d6.
So you rolled. The wolf is going to attack you, Rake. A 20.
Painful stare. A mesmerist can cause the targets to take amount of additional damage equal to half the mesmerist's class level.
If the mesmerist uses this to increase your own damage, it increases by 1d6.
Oh shit, you're right. Look at that. I never thought about using it for myself.
So yeah, it's 1 plus 1d6.
So the creature's going to attack.
Right.
Which one did you attack, Wolfram?
Both of them are, well, the first one is the attack, and then total of 5 damage.
Okay, I'm marking that down. This one attacks you for 20, and he's going to roll 1d6 plus 1. 4 damage to you, because of attack of opportunity. And I'm going to roll to trip you. There's a 12 trip you or not. Does it beat your CMD?
It does CMB.
CMD, what's your CMD?
It's 12.
Okay, so it meets,
So match beat.
Yeah, it meets it, it beats it. So Wolfram, take 4 damage, and you are tripped now.
Okay.
Okay. Gruner, seeing Rake being tripped, and the wolves start to attack his ankles, seeing Chorus bleeding out. He's lifting up an arm. He's mouthing words. His blood starts to come out of his mouth. It sounds like he is saying, "Help me." Gruner, what are you gonna do?
I'm gonna try and kick that puppy off him and hit it.
Unfortunately, Gruner's rage is getting the best of him, and you make a wild swing to help your fallen comrade. But unfortunately, it misses and hits the bench under you, slashing some of the bench off onto the ground, some of the wood onto the ground, and the splinter bits all around you. Okay.
Oh, that was a garbage roll. Yep, that's that.
Going to attack Gruner, miss. Going to attack Wolfram on the ground. Does a 13 hit you?
On the ground.
Yep.
Prone and flat-footed.
And I add the plus 4 already in that roll.
So, what am I looking at? Flat-footed?
Wait, who's the wolf attacking? Who on the ground?
Rake.
Yeah.
It's
Wait,
just
not
normal.
prone. Not flat-footed. You still are. I thought he was attacking Chorus.
No.
No, you're not flat-footed when you're prone, thank God. It's just the +4 against it, and then it's his normal AC.
Oh, then no way.
Okay. So the wolf is missing. Now Rathonir's turn.
Would you say that this wolf has cover from the prone character?
I mean, I don't think so, man.
Right. But he's still in melee combat. He's gonna try shooting him with that crossbow there.
Okay. You take a -4, correct?
Yes. So whatever this comes up, drop 4 off of it.
Oh, you're successful. You hit it doing 6, and you did how much damage before did you do to this creature? 5?
I don't recall. I don't recall touching.
No, it's not 5 and 6. Give me a second. This wolf looks very hurt, by the way, guys. You see its bloody.
Alright, move action reload, and that's the...
You see some of its bone and start to come out. You can see chunks of flesh as it lets out a menacing howl. Okay, Chorus, I'll make your check for you. Okay. Daryl, if you don't mind, send me your HP, because I've rolled 2 checks now. I need to know what to do. Now it is Rake's turn. Rake, you're on the ground, and you see this wolf trying to bite at your ankles as you make your way to your thigh and to your abdomen. So what are you gonna do, Rake?
Can I load and shoot a crossbow while prone?
It would provoke an attack of opportunity to load the crossbow, but then the wolf, unless it has combat reflexes, would not be able to make a second attack of opportunity.
I'll just cast Ray of Frost. Yeah,
Which also provokes an attack of opportunity for spell.
Yeah, I know.
So 4 damage, so it's going to attack you.
Hits.
Doing 7 damage, but at that time the creature falls over.
What? What do you mean? If this knocks him unconscious, then he doesn't get to attack.
As you cast it, technically the attack goes off. Like the attack of opportunity is you casting.
You can make a concentration check to cast defensively, but then you risk losing the spell.
So he makes the attack, and as
actually, you should have to make a concentration check against the Okay.
It's okay, dude. So as he makes the attack, Rake takes damage, but Rake at that time he falls over.
Yep.
As I sort of look over, is Rake also now unconscious and oozing chlorophyll?
Chlorophyll?
Plant blood.
Never heard chlorophyll.
Just trying to make sure how many bodies I have to drag with me back to the infirmary.
But yes, tree sap is oozing from different orifices. Orify?
So Rake, now Gruner, your turn.
Trying to get rid of this stupid dog.
So with one final swing, and Gruner slashes the dog. Slashes the legs out from the wolf, and kills the wolf instantly. And the last howl is done from the wolf.
So, are we out of combat? Because I really want to tend to the wounded.
Yep, you're out of combat.
Stay with me now.
Yet.
I actually have an okay heal. Let me see here. Let me just confirm for first aid to see if I can take 10 and it'll matter, or if I have to really try.
Can I use an action to die quicker?
Rake, are you on the ground bleeding out as well?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm only -1.
Alright, Rafelnir's going to... Can Rafelnir attempt a heal check untrained to stabilize?
Can you help me? Like, do, aid another? I believe that's only DC 10 to add a +2, right?
It is.
Yeah, to add a +2, so if I... So, and we're not threatened
nope,
right
not
now.
Helping.
So we can take 10, right?
Mm-hmm.
So by taking 10, we can stabilize both of them over 2 rounds.
Okay, yeah, that works.
Because I have a +3, so I get a 13, and then a take 10 to assist me makes it 15, which is the DC to provide first aid to stabilize.
Yep, that maths.
Yep, that's perfect math. So, just taking a bit of my cloak, I just using of all things the dagger Matthias gave me. I get some quick tourniquets and whatnot, and just I'm saying, stay with me as I'm working on. Well, first chorus because I know humanoids, and then I just sort of look at Rake and I'm like, Rafelner, you're smart. What do I plug up?
I believe that the carotid artery should be our primary focus at the time.
What's the carotid on a plant man?
I don't know!
You were just arguing in the middle of
Just put like a band-aid on a sprig or something. I don't fucking know.
Any sort of basically. I mean, in a similar nature to humans, anything that looks like it's oozing and it shouldn't, I'm trying to wrap. Put pressure
Yes,
on
I
it.
believe that these were on the inside when we last saw him.
I have an inside?
I guess you do.
Yes, this pedal is out of place, but yeah, that's not relevant.
I didn't think I had an inside. I just thought I was like solid. Like a tree.
Well, you're clearly bleeding or something.
Yeah, but that
Like
doesn't...
you would have bands of fibrous vines that replicate muscles, and like you'd have plant the words for everything a human has.
Well, the only reason we look like humans is to assimilate with people.
So you were successful in your heal check on both Chorus and Rake?
Yeah, just by taking 10 over 2 rounds, we can
So what is their HP at? 0 or at 1? It's at 0, right?
Well, they're just
Felony
stable now at whatever they are. Like when they stopped bleeding.
Felony would comment, I don't believe that we are going to complete our contract successfully tonight.
No, this is a far greater threat than I could have imagined. Should have gone in with more pay. I'm just gonna quickly, it's not like they can consent. I'm gonna rifle through either of their belongings to see if they have any sort of potions.
Chorus, do you have a potion?
Nope.
Okay. Can you get Chorus have one up for him to cast Cure Light Wounds?
Well, considering he's stable
Possibly
now,
not.
I believe he recovers 1 HP an hour until he's up. So, essentially, I think we need to barricade this room and
No, it's 1 a day or something like that, isn't it?
Yeah, we need magical assistance.
yeah, this is beyond my pay grade.
Nobody thought about buying a potion or something with their money?
It's 50 gold for a potion!
We do not have that sort of money.
Okay. Well, you might not have that kind of money.
No. So let me read up stable. So character's dying and stabilized now. No longer dying, but is still unconscious. First aid, no longer losing hit points. The character can make a DC 10 Constitution check each hour to become conscious and disabled, which means then you can cast.
Okay. So I'll say that Gruner, the party, goes inside the room. Rake as well. Gruner, I'll let you move that if you want to. So you go inside the room. You take these benches and these pews and you barricade the room. And I'll let an hour passes and nothing happens. You can make those 2 concentration checks if you want to.
It's a DC 10 con check with a penalty equal to your negative currently.
Rafelnir would point out that the window is still broken and we should definitely spare a few benches for that.
Yeah, I would have taken the time to barricade anything that's clearly.
So, yeah, I don't think that unless Gurner can get a couple of clutch rolls, like he's the only one with actual contributing resources right now.
I don't believe it's in my capacity because I don't have a doctor's kit to treat deadly. If the Constitution check.
Oh no, I mean if the werewolf comes back. But then, can
yeah.
I roll knowledge local to determine the identity of the corpse?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Coming up.
So if the con check passes and Chorus gets up, great. Then he can heal himself, and then we
You
can go
know,
from there.
that roll, that it seems you can't really tell because it's so mangled, but what you can tell, you see the ring. And you notice that this is a ring of Judge Protocol. It's a signet ring that she signs and dates orders.
Then Raffelny would say, I'm not certain that the werewolf will return tonight. He seems to have found his prey.
That's regrettable.
I believe that we need to bring our companions to medical attention. I do not have high hopes for them recovering of their own accord at this moment.
Well, as the hour passes, do either of them awake?
Daryl's got to make a check. Waiting on Daryl.
Oh, what do I need?
Con check.
So roll a d20 plus your Constitution score. Okay. Daryl rolls a 10 then.
Made the 10.
He rolled a 10.
Well, then he should be awake. Just like disabled, but awake. So could technically cast to get himself up.
So Daryl, if you would like to cast your whatever your
I think channel energy is in order at this time.
Oh yeah, I'm also injured.
That's true. I'm awake now.
Yep.
Is there a rule on that?
Yeah, you're barely essentially you're barely conscious. Like you're conscious enough to make an action if you so choose.
Permanently staggered.
That's in the rules? You're staggered now?
Well, you're stable and conscious, so you're disabled, which is the same as staggered.
Okay, after an hour or something.
Yeah, an hour passed. We barricaded in
okay.
here, and you woke up. So
cool. Channel.
Woo.
So it's getting late. Can we look for breakpoints for the evening?
Yep.
Yeah, basically, I was gonna say after we make sure you're healed and up. It's been the 3 or so hours that we normally.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna blow my 2 channels, and then we can call it there. And then I suggest we rest or go somewhere where we can rest.
We're gonna have to go
blow
back
it,
and spill the beans to our because with that passing hour, I believe we hit our deadline.
Well,
Okay, well we
only
can end.
7.
I'll blow my.
It's only 7 p.m. when the hour passes.
Oh, so we do have more time. However,
You have 7, 8, 9. You have he said you have until morning light to do it.
oh, okay.
So we're not completely screwed yet. I do have enlarged person. I think that an enlarged chorus with good positioning, combined with Gurner, we can probably take down a werewolf. So it's going to be close.
I have a silver dagger and
Yeah,
one round
possible.
of blood rage. I'll have to just stab him really hard.
Yeah, I think it's possible to do. So I think then, if we're gonna go back out, I'll maybe just burn 2 channels.
Yeah, your channels aren't going to do anything.
How many other people are damaged?
I'm scuffed. So yeah, a channel will help. And Rake is also damaged.
I'm at 0.
Yeah, he's oozing.
How many do you need, Rick?
I have a max of 10.
Let's not.
Okay.
Let's not go into numbers too much, guys.
Yeah, he's basically straight unconscious. So, I mean, anything is better than nothing.
I look beefy, in other words.
Okay,
Or,
so I need 14
spriggy.
and you
Not
need
beefy,
some
spriggy.
14.
Or woody. Other plant-related adjectives.
So 2 channels would
Okay,
be...
2 channels.
Yeah, it would be 2d6, right?
Okay.
Gurner is right as rain.
So who gets that 6?
It's a burst. It's channel energy.
Everybody gets 6.
Everyone.
Everyone, okay.
And Well,
So what's
considering
the game plan? Are we going forward tonight?
well,
So it's risky. It's the werewolf is definitely a dangerous combatant. We have one person who is with not a scratch. If we can keep the werewolf focused on him, then we probably can handle it.
Sounds like we're in
However, the
rough
werewolf is no
territory.
brute. It is intelligent enough to prioritize.
yeah, and as the healing
Actually, I'm
comes,
so sorry that he may not know that.
We're doing a lot of meta talk, so it's whether we think we can beat a. It's whether we think as a group we can beat a werewolf at this point.
I'm not certain that we should be doing meta talk. I think we need to keep it in character. And Merfelnir already made a knowledge arcana check pertaining to werewolves. Is he entitled to another question?
Sure. Now that you know it's a werewolf for sure. You saw him. 18. And I will give you the golden standard. And this is what your target looked like. And you know that you put it together with a silver dagger, and you know that werewolves are weak against silver. And with normal weapons, it seems that foes have a harder time to take them down with them. It seems that they are resistant unless a weapon is made of silver.
In werewolf form, are they more intelligent than a standard wolf? Do they take a pen? Are they less intelligent than a common man? Is the question.
In werewolf form, by looking at these stats, they are a little bit. They're, you know, 'cause they drive on those natural instincts.
But they're not wild beasts. They are cunning.
They're not wild beasts, but they do have some intelligence. But what should scare you even more is what from the backstory that both people told you about Velik. What was one thing that from the backstory they told you about Velik?
I believe that you mentioned he was an adventurer, so we're dealing with an adventurer on top of a werewolf.
But what about his adventure? What was one thing that him and artists enjoyed to do together? What did he say he was very good at?
I'm sorry, the detail escapes me.
He said he was a good hunter. So now you're dealing with somebody who's a hunter, who's a werewolf, and who was an adventurer. So...
Based on that information, Rafelnir would say, based on my understanding of the werewolf's capabilities and the stories that artists told us about the man's former career, I do not believe that our group, as currently situated, is capable of bringing the beast down. If I were able to rest and prepare a different selection of spells, I think that I might be able to be of more use.
I'm utterly exhausted. That my ancestry does not speak to me for this day. I hate to say it, but I believe we need to disappoint our contractor but once.
Hopefully, he won't hang us out to dry as he did before.
So does the group want to break, or do we want to keep on playing until 12 p.m. or 12 a.m.?
No, I'm getting a little like it's 10. Yeah, it's 10 my end, so I'm getting ready.
No worries.
I just wanted to wrap up this moment here.
Got you. I do want to give a shout out to Tom Kartos for making this awesome map. I gotta link his Patreon below, link his Reddit post, because this map was awesome. Be sure.
I saw that out here. It's,
if anybody wants to take a look and just shout out, give him work, support him. He's a great map maker. But anyways, thank you guys for viewing. We play this every Sunday at 7 p.m. EST time. Check us out. Give us a like and a follow. Thank everyone for their time, and have a good evening.